Hey guys, welcome back to another update of my car and the build and the audio. So I haven't updated you guys in a while. The last video that I posted, we talked about the speakers and stuff, and then the amp getting burnt. And I couldn't figure out exactly how and why the amp got burnt after I installed the new speakers in the front, the component, and obviously the tweeters on each side. And then it's been bothering me for a very long time. So I went and got a new amp, obviously from Best Buy, because I had Total Tech. So they replaced it for free for me without any questions. And I went in ahead and installed the amp. And don't mind the mess. I'm probably going to be taking this whole thing apart in the wintertime and probably going to move this amp from this location to another location, get rid of all this and clean this up. And the reason why it smoked was found out that when I took it to the shop to get it tuned, there's two things that showed up. One was that the speaker in the back, that it was hitting I think the positive or the negative was hitting the the door. So the metal part of the door. So he went ahead and took the speakers out and cut up the little bit of piece off the door. So that way that the power wire, I believe it was the power wire that was hitting the door that caused the shortage in the amp, and that's why the amp started smoking up. So he fixed that. That was the issue on both sides. I didn't know. I thought they weren't touching when I installed them, and apparently they were. And so that was the reason why the amp started smoking up. Number two was the reason why I have all this out is there was noise in the speaker. So when you turn the speaker radio on, the radio would be making some kind of a noise. There's some noise in the background that you can hear. Even with no music, you can turn the volume up, you'll hear a lot of noise. So I was trying to figure out what was the cause of the noise, and I was talking to Mike, one of the guys on Facebook. He had mentioned that where is the radio grounded, the aftermarket radio, and I did not know. I thought you can technically ground it to the ground wire that's coming from the harness for the car, but apparently that's not right. So I went ahead. He had told me to go ahead and ground it to the battery where everything else is grounded. So that's why there's a long ass wire running, because I needed to test to make sure that was the reason. So I went ahead and got a wire prepared and ran it to the battery and turned the radio on, and what do you know, the noise is gone. So if you're planning on installing aftermarket radio and you're looking to do all this to yourself, make sure that you are not grounding to the factory body harness. You are grounding it straight to the battery. And the reason why I had to do this is one of the reasons probably because I have the aftermarket ECU, which is right there, and I think it was picking up noise from there, and that's why there's noise in the system. I think, and I could be wrong here, so if you have everything that's factory, as in motor-wise, the 7M motor, stock ECU, and stock everything, and you're just looking to upgrade the radio, I think you can get away from grounding the radio to the body harness. But if you're running like aftermarket, after built motor, the aftermarket ECU, I should say, different harness and all that stuff, I think you should, ground the radio to the battery, because that way you can eliminate the noise. Obviously, there's crank, sensor that is shielded, and to eliminate noise. And I think, having a radio, next to an aftermarket ECU, maybe causing some noise there, and that's why I had to ground this straight to the battery, and that eliminated the noise issue that I was having. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this wire tucked in somehow and nicely connected to the battery, the negative terminal, and I'm gonna go ahead and get this the glove box back in the car. Excuse me, I have a really bad cough. And I think that's it for the radio part for a couple of months. I am planning on taking the interior apart and get the subwoofer installed. I did not want to do that route, but I'm going to get a slim subwoofer. I'm going to, there's 4 speakers that I installed back here, which is the 2 side ones and the ones in the next to the mirrors. I'm going to go ahead and only use these small ones, the 3.5 ones, I believe, which are right here. I'm gonna use those, and I'll probably have a subwoofer underneath the seat, a slim one. I found one online already. I was just hesitant on buying it, but I'm probably gonna be doing that this winter. I'm gonna move the amp as well, so I'm gonna go ahead and take all this apart in the wintertime again, and take my time this time to actually tuck away all the wires and tuck away, the amp and the subwoofer and all that stuff. I wanted a clean look, and I rushed this because obviously I was learning, and two, I didn't want the car sitting for a long time. And that ended up happening because I got busy with family stuff, and then my sister just recently got married, and I had something else come up that kind of put a pause on pretty much everything, which we'll discuss that later on. So that's just the update on the car. I know I left you guys hanging on the last video, so more to come. I am going to be talking to you guys about the headlights. I am going to take off my aftermarket fog lights that I bought from Auto Extrude a while back. Nothing wrong with them. I just want to put the factory one on, and then I'm probably going to be doing a yellow bulb so that it'll be the bright yellow, and then the aftermarket headlights, which I have already in the box, which I want to start installing then. I do need to start working on that motor now that I'm somewhat slowly freeing up, and I need to keep myself busy, so I'll be starting on that. And then I think that's about it. And I might be dropping the subframe, rear subframe, to do the bushings and the fuel tank again, and might be changing the fuel hanger because this right here, as you can see, it's moving around, so there's some fume smell coming from here. I want to eliminate that, so I want to get a nice clean look. So I might get a different hanger, and then I might try to build a custom box here just to cover that up and seal it nicely, so that way that there's no fuel smell coming inside the cabin. And that's what I've been having lately with the smell. So I want to get clean this up, cut it nicely, and then maybe do a small box, and then find another board, a trunk board, so I can go ahead and obviously with that me cutting this up, I regret doing that. So I want to go ahead and get this replaced, and then wires fixed back here a little bit, like the power wire that's running like that. Want to clean that up a little bit, so stay tuned for more stuff that I'll start posting in the next couple of weeks. And then I also want to talk to you guys about lastly, I want to talk to you guys about the transmission. We're going to be doing some maintenance as well on this, so I'll have a video very soon on that. I have to order some trans fluid, oil, and spark plugs. The trans, I want to talk to you guys about that. We'll talk about it when I go underneath to do the maintenance. The gearing, the cable that I have for me to allow to run the speedometer properly, and I'll show you guys exactly how close it is with the GPS and another phone that I'll have in the car to show the odometer and the GPS how close they are. And I think it's off by like a mile, so it's like really nothing. You would hardly notice the difference. So I want to talk to you guys about that. Then I want to talk to you guys about obviously the drivability. I want to go ahead and do some pulls. I just need to find a nice stand, and the stand that I bought does not fit in this. So I want to find a nice stand so that way I can record, the drivability and do some boost pulls, and load up 2 of the videos that I have from my previous pulls that me and my buddy did. So I'll show you guys exactly how the car feels and how the car pulls. So stay tuned for that, guys. Have a good one.